I think defensively is why they've been so successful. And
Man to man, straight up.
yeah, they've shown some zone as well. They've shown some zone as well. They switch it up a little bit, but they're a very tough team. They lead the league in offensive rebounding, and that's kind of been their ammo since Coach Wardle has been there. And Elijah Childs, obviously, he's a great scorer, and he brings them a different dynamic offensively. But I think defensively, they'll have the same mindset going into it.
Bryan, Koch Barr's played a little bit better, and then they have Ari off the bench. What's the difference you've seen in those two guys?
Yeah, well, I mean, Cox, he's played really well his senior year. He's played a lot of minutes for him. I mean, he's started since he was a freshman there, and same thing with Darryl Brown and Cannell. Those three guys have played a ton of minutes for Bradley, and I think Barr's just more comfortable this year. I think he's feeling more confident scoring the ball with his back to the basket. And then Ari, he's been hurt a little bit, throughout his career, and now he's starting to get healthy, and I think he's getting more confidence as well.
Hurt.
How different? I mean, they have shot blockers this year, now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you really haven't faced a lot of those. It's not like you guys can stop once you get to the lane and try to pump fake them out.
Yeah.
What kind of different approach do you talk to your guards about with those two guys in?
Yeah, not too much of a different approach. Just we got to do a better job making decisions when we get to the paint. We can still draw, Barr or Ari to the basket, but then we got to be able to kick it, and we've got to do a better job making decisions. And that's kind of been one of the things we've harped on with these guys is our guys have got to the paint, but then the ball, has got to find, a shooter in the opposite corner or a shooter playing behind or a big guy for a drop-off pass instead of trying to take it up and trying to score 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3.
Now, after so many games, it's apparent that you're doing something to lower the percentages of opponents on the three-point line. Is there anything in general you can tell? I don't want any secrets, but anything in general that you do to keep people from scoring from the three-point line?
No, I mean, I think, we talk about ball pressure. We talk about being loaded up, team defense, being connected. I think Valpo had some decent shots, and Illinois State had some decent shots as well as that they missed. We just got to continue to try to make them make another play, and contest every shot. That's always been one of our things, and I think our guys are starting to buy into that second, third effort on the defensive side of the ball.
Entering last night as a whole, the league was 63-8 at home, and 13-32 on the road. It seems like no one has an answer to win on the road. You've had success here the last couple games. How do you translate?
Yeah, it's obviously, especially with a young team going on the road, that's kind of our challenge for our guys. And, we got to play the same way. And the good thing is defense travels. It doesn't matter where you play in terms of our defense. It should translate. And offensively, I got to do a better job making sure we run things that give us good looks and our guys know where they need to be and our guys have confidence on that offensive side of the ball on the road.
Even though he's a freshman, I mean, you can see at the mask, the offense being run kind of through him. Is he starting to want to just take things over even though he's a freshman?
I think Marcus takes what the defense gives him. He doesn't force the issue. He doesn't take bad shots. If he has open threes, he takes them. If he can post up, he does. If he can drive closeouts, he does. So I don't think he ever is, in terms of that approach of, I'm going to take over. He's just a very efficient player, and our guys are unselfish. Our whole team is. Everyone has opportunities to score, and, it's a different guy stepping up different nights. But, Marcus has been pretty consistent for us on that end.
Bradley plays really fast.
Yeah.
How do you get the tempo in your favor on Saturday?
Yeah, they've done a great job. I think they kind of changed the way they play a little bit last year when they got off to a slow start in the Valley, and that helped them get to the NCAA tournament. They've continued with that, and it starts with Brown and Cannell, those two guards getting out in transition threes. We've got to sprint back. We've got to make an effort, to keep it in the half court on. For their offense, and then I want to push if we can get stops, if we can get turnovers. I want to take transition baskets. We were able to get some last night that really helped our offense.
You talked about the guys being in good position, but they seem to recover a little bit better than they have. Do you feel like their understanding is getting better? Or am I wrong? Are they not recovering as well maybe as they have?
No, I think the last couple of games we've been more solid than we were against Indiana State, and that's something that we got to do on the road now. We got to be able, to get to the right spots on the road, and when you're not as familiar at home, and that's going to be the challenge moving forward with Saturday's game.
Is some sort of motion in the offense the hardest to defend as far as an offense?
I'm not sure if it's the hardest. I just think not as many teams run it, nowadays. So I think when you face a team that runs strictly motion, it's just different, than guarding sets or guarding ball screen actions or guarding post-up actions.
During your game, though, do you have specific plays that you sometimes call besides the motion?
Yeah, our game
Yeah.
for us. Yeah. We call, we'll call different sets and different actions for sure.
So right now you're top in scoring defense. Valpo was third, I guess, in scoring offense, but yet you're near the bottom in rebound. How do you keep it going as you're still trying to build and get better rebound?
Yeah, it's if we're able to guard guys, we got to be able to finish off the possession, and that's the biggest thing, especially with this game with versus Bradley. I mean, they are relentless on the boards. They do an unbelievable job of crashing, and they go with a purpose, and they do it every single time. It's just not one possession here. It's every single time they crash, and if we're not willing to block out, it's going to be a tough game for us. And a lot of that has to do with physicality. And it's got to be all five guys. It's not Barrett's job. It's not Marcus's job. It's not Siku's job. It's Eric. It's Trent. It's Harwin. It's Lance's. It's all five guys got to make an effort on Saturday night.
I'm doing something on Eric later. It's got to be hard to have a new head coach as a senior.
For sure.
How is he? I guess did it take him a long time to buy in, or kind of? I guess was it a challenge to get him to buy in what you're doing?
No, it wasn't a challenge. I think it's just different for him. It's different for, it was different for Aaron when he was playing. Siku, Gooch, it's just, we do things different. We, offensively, defensively, the terminology, the language we use. So it's a process, and I think he's getting more comfortable with the way we do, and how the practices are, and I think everyone, because it's all new guys right now. So, I know it's hard for those seniors when they've been here for a couple years to have a change in a coach, and Eric's came ready to work every single day.
And how much has his versatility helped you? He's played some point guard and is a pretty good defender.
Yeah, and I think he passes the ball well. I've always told Eric that's the best thing I think he does is he can find people, he can get to the paint, make good decisions, come off ball screens, make good passes. So he gives us another dynamic in terms of someone who can create for others.
And Bryan and Aaron Cook, have you guys talked about taking a red shirt, or does he really want to get back to this season?
We're going to see how these next couple of days go with him. How tomorrow, Friday's practices go. I'm going to see how his hand's feeling. And with that situation, it's all about Aaron's comfortability and, how he feels with his hand, mentally, physically, and just where he's at with his process. And we'll sit down, I think, at the end of this week and just kind of see where he's at with everything.
I think what makes Seco a good rebounder, he commands space around him, and that's where he gets the rebounds. And he's quick to the ball too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's physical.
Sometimes he commands too much.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? There's an area around him that nobody's going to get the ball.
Yeah, he's physical. And he's got to play with a high motor every single possession, because when he does, he's special. He can duck in, he can score with his back to the basket, he can go get rebounds out of his area, and we need that from him. And he's learning, he's continuing to get better. I mean, he's only played in 8 or 9 college games in his career so far. So he's going to continue to get better throughout the season.
Earlier in the game last night, you were down 6-0, and instead of chasing threes, I think Suggs went, drove to the hoop. Francois drove, tough baskets, and then you got into it, and then Marcus got on fire.
Yeah.
Are you kind of pushing, I think after early on there was a timeout, are you telling you guys, hey, don't settle just for threes?
Yeah, we want paint touches. We want to try to get a paint touch every possession if we can, and that's just driving the ball to the paint, posting up in the paint, and then making a good decision from there. I think if you can get the ball to the paint, a lot of times you can collapse the defense, and then get better shots by doing that. So that's always been one of our big focuses in practices and in the games.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.